And I mean that from the bottom of my heart. Like, it made me want to come back on to YouTube even sooner. It's been a long week, and I will update you guys on everything. As far as today's makeup, I just really want to just put makeup on, like a full glam, and just feel good, because it's been a while since I've played in makeup. As you guys know, I have not put anything on my skin or face other than skincare products this past week, so we're really going to get into it today. I am going to start with priming my skin, only because I want to give it time to like sink in and all that good stuff. So I'm going to use the Bobbi Brown Vitamin Enriched Face Base first. And you guys know I'm the queen of double priming, so of course I'm going to go in with something else as well. But I want to start with this. Now I did go ahead and fill in my brows, as well as prime my lids and set those, because we will be working with shadow first, especially since it's been a minute since I've done my makeup. Kind of feel like I need to make sure I know what I'm doing. So we're gonna go in with eyeshadow first. I don't know if I want like a shimmery shadow on my lid, or if I want to do like an all matte look. I know I want something smoky and with browns, so I pulled out quite a few palettes. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different palettes sitting in front of me, and normally I wouldn't like pull out so many palettes for an eyeshadow look, but because I'm pretty much just playing in makeup, I'm not doing anything specific or necessarily trying to walk you guys through a tutorial, I felt like it was okay for me to pull out as many palettes as I did. So if you have any of them or all of them, however many I end up using, then that's great. Right now I'm going in with the Pure Canvas Primer. This one is from Mercier, the blurring one, because she does have multiple. So I'm just putting this in my T-zone just to blur the pores, and that should be good. Now let's jump into some eyeshadow. So I don't even know where to begin, to be honest with you guys. Let's go ahead and grab a smaller brush. Normally I like to start off with like an M441, which is more fluffy. I believe this is an M573, but similar to this. But today we're gonna start with this little brush. This one is the JH40, which is the same as these as well, which is the M506 or M507 if you have that one. So I'm just gonna start with a smaller one, because I think I wanna create some definition in the crease and just like really sculpt out this like smoky look that I'm thinking of creating today. So first palette I'm gonna grab is the Dose of Colors Friendcation palette. And in this palette, I love like Churro and Necessary. These two right here are like my go-to shades a lot, especially for this palette. But today I think I'm gonna grab a little bit of this one right here, which I believe is Churro. And I'm going to just kind of define my crease with this. So I'm just gonna go along, you know, the crevice of my crease and blend the shade out. Well, mostly pack it in there, but also blend it out a little bit, you know, start defining that, you know, cut crease figure or whatever, and just kind of blend that shadow in the crease, but also above it as well. Now I don't want to go too far up in the crease with this shadow, because we will put a secondary shade, one perhaps a little bit lighter, just to blend all of this out. But I do want to go in with a darker brown as well, so I'm just going to keep that in mind and not put too much of the shadow in my crease. So now that we have that kind of defined a little bit, I'm gonna go in with an even darker brown shade. And you guys know I love the chocolates by Juvia's Place, especially for their browns. This palette is perfect. So I'm gonna go ahead and just take a mixture of both of these, and I'm gonna do the same thing that I did with the previous shadow, because remember, again, I just wanted to deepen it up, but I didn't want to start off too deep. So I'm gonna keep this a little bit below the crease, but also in the crease as well, and just follow along that same line that I just created. along the eye. Using a smaller brush just makes it that much more easier to like really apply it the way that you want it. Again, we are working on the shape of the shadow and it looks a little crazy right now. There's always an ugly stage of makeup. Like when you're doing your makeup, there's always an ugly stage, but trust me, it'll get better. So I think right now what I want to do is grab a lighter shade, and I think I'm gonna take it from the Friendcation palette. And for this, I'm gonna go in with a slightly larger brush, not too big. So this one right here is from Elf. This is actually their crease brush. And I'm gonna take Churro, which is very, very light, but still has like that brown neutral undertone. And I'm just gonna use this just to help me further blend out the outer corners of the two shadows. So this is just gonna help blend this out and make it look a little bit more, you know, like seamless. And you can go in with just a little bit of product at a time. You don't have to, you know, go in so strongly. This is just really gonna help buff and blend these shadows out. So now I'm gonna move into cutting the crease. I'm just gonna pause with the shadow for now. It's nice and blended the way that I want it, and I feel like we're at a good point right now. So I'm gonna use the Nars Soft Matte Concealer to cut my crease. You guys know I love using this just to prime my lids, but something about this formula I really do like. You can use a more liquid type of concealer if you prefer, but for me this is like my go-to and I use it all the time on my lids. So my camera shut off and I didn't even know it, but basically what I did over here is just add a little bit more of the browns from the Juvia's Place palette. So I'm gonna go ahead and do the same thing to the other eye. Now I'm using that same brush that we were using before in our crease with this shadow, and just lightly feathering it in on the sides just to add back that darker brown shade, and then we'll go in with another shade. So right now I'm trying to decide whether or not I want shimmer on my lid. A part of me does, but a part of me doesn't. I think what I'm going to do is take a little bit of Mugshot in the Ring the Alarm palette. So Mugshot is this one right here. It's like an orange brown, and I'm gonna put that kind of in the center of the lid, not all the way to the inner corner, because I think I actually want to put yellow in the inner corner just for like a nice pop. So let's start with that and see what it gives us. I'm gonna use another flat brush. This one is the Morphe M124. And I'm just going to place that in the center. So I think what we're going for is an all matte look. Yeah, this is definitely, well, actually it's kind of like an orange reddish brown. What do we think about that? I don't know if I'm loving it, so I'm gonna stop with that. Now for our yellow, I have the Gold Rush palette. You guys have seen me use this before. Now I used a mixture of Serendipity and Buttercup before, which are these two yellow shades at the bottom, this one and this one. And those are pretty bright on their own. I was thinking of going into this one, which is called Busy Bee. That's very, very yellow. All right, let's not go so bold. I think I'm gonna take Serendipity, which is this one right here. And I'm gonna place that in the inner corner first. I don't know what we're doing right now. Hopefully it looks good. I'm gonna take that brush we were using before, the little blending brush, to use the lighter shade to blend out the upper crease, and just use this to blend these two shadows out here. Just lightly. I just feel like a little bit of blending needs to happen. I'm gonna leave it like that and we're gonna move on. I am gonna apply lashes off camera, then we'll come back and start on the base makeup because this primer has definitely had more than enough time to sit on my base. All right, I'm back. So let's get into this base. So we already primed, so we don't have to worry about putting on any more primer. So I'm gonna go straight in with my foundation. This one is the Maybelline Superstay foundation and I love this one. If I had to pick one drugstore foundation right now, this definitely would be my choice. Now let's talk a little bit about what I've been doing this past week. Now that I can talk, you guys know I cannot like have a conversation with you guys and do my eyeshadow at the same time. For some reason, my coordination is just off. So as you guys know, I took a break from filming this week, or last week I should say. And let me tell you, I was not resting. I felt like I was cleaning every single day. Now I know what I did this past week you guys would have loved to see like in a vlog or something, but honestly I needed to take a step back and kind of relieve myself of some of the stress that I was feeling because, you know, filming is fun. I love doing this, but sometimes it can be quite stressful. So I just took a break from that. I was posting on Instagram stories the beginning of the week, but then I kind of fell off towards the end of the week, and that's mostly just because I was so busy and wrapped up in the home projects I was doing. So the black paint back that we used back here, we had extra. So what I did was I basically went painting crazy and I painted the stools, the bench area in the kitchen, because basically I just want black, gray, white, and gold, and a little bit of silver, because like our appliances, like our fridge and microwave is silver. The microwave could be changed, but the fridge, like who's buying a new fridge? Not me. Not right now anyway. So I also did like organization in the fridge where it's like the clear aesthetic. So like the acrylic case for the eggs, the milk, for the fruits, things like that. I'll show you guys in a vlog very soon, like all the changes that I made, but that's basically what I was doing all week. Like it was so crazy because I was telling my girlfriend, like, I feel like I've been cleaning every day. And she's like, I know, you're supposed to be taking a break and you're not even taking a break. And I'm like, yeah, I know, but it's what kept me sane throughout the week, because if I'm not doing this, I don't really know what to do with myself with my free time. Like it's like, I don't know. So yeah, that's basically what I've been doing. I'm gonna go ahead and use the Dose of Colors concealer. I actually got this in BoxyCharm, and I plan on doing a video for BoxyCharm testing out this foundation right here called I ain't even gonna try and say it, but I did receive that and I wanted to try it. It is a tinted facial oil, which not sure how I'm gonna feel about it, but we're gonna go ahead and use the Dose of Colors concealer because I have been wanting to use this for the longest, and it's just one of those products that I know I want to try, but I just hadn't, and I'm kind of glad that I didn't buy it yet, you know, just because I got it in my BoxyCharm. So I'm just gonna use this. I'm really happy that I got this in my box, and I really cannot wait to see what this concealer does for me. You know, I kind of remember the foundation. Like, I'm not gonna lie, I have tried their foundation. I purchased it, it was too light, so I returned it, and I was supposed to repurchase it, and I never did because it wasn't in store at the time, and I don't think it's still not in store. I think you still have to purchase it online, and I just never got around to it. But from what I can remember, it was a thick consistency. I am gonna go ahead and start blending this out. I'm gonna use, this is the e.l.f. Camel Sponge, but it is a thicker consistency of a foundation, kind of like Huda Beauty foundation in a way. You know, that foundation is definitely very, very thick, very full coverage, and that's kind of the vibe I got from the Dose of Colors one. But this concealer is definitely something that's been on my list, and so far, I think I like it, you guys. And to be honest with you, this e.l.f. sponge is not damp. so don't kill me. But I kind of like the way it blends out the concealer without wetting it. And I did let it sit a little bit before I started blending it out. So I like it. I like it a lot. And the eyeshadow is definitely growing on me. I also did something with my lashes today. I don't know if you guys can tell or not, but there are these ones right here. Salon Perfect Lash DNA in 681. As you guys can see, I only have one lash in the box. And that's because basically what I did was cut the lash in half, since it is even all the way across. And it has the same, like cutting it in half, it has the same I don't know, pattern, shape, I don't know what you want to call it. So I just basically used one lash on both of my eyes, and I just put it on the outer corner, and I kind of like this vibe. So it's my natural lashes to the false lashes. I like it. Let me know what you guys think about that too down below. But I'm just gonna finish blending this in, which I think it pretty much is. Now that concealer personally is a little bit lighter than the foundation, but it's not too much of a brightening concealer. If you like a really, really bright under eye and you're my skin tone or my foundation match, then I would definitely recommend getting a lighter shade. This one's medium tan, number 20, just in case I didn't say, because I don't think I did. But I think that's about it for the concealer. Looks really good. I think our base is looking really good. I'm definitely in a happy place when it comes to my makeup right now. So I'm gonna go ahead and use the Milani Conceal and Perfect Concealer to cream contour a little bit. And I remember a little bit of product goes a long way. Don't need too much. So I'm just gonna dot a little bit of product. Take this brush, this one is from e.l.f. and it doesn't have, oh, it has a number, it's the 103 brush, but it kind of like has an angle, and that's what I like about it. Normally I use this for like the Huda Beauty Tantour, but I'm gonna use it for this. I'm just gonna start pressing this product into the skin. If this is your first video and you've not seen my other videos of me using this product, it does look a little intimidating at first, but trust me, this concealer blends out very, very nicely. And you could even go on top with a sponge if you wanted to, which I will do, just to further blend this into the skin. But a little bit of product definitely goes a very, very long way. So like I said, you do have to sometimes just go in with your sponge and just tap on top of everything just to further blend it out. Sometimes the brush just doesn't do the trick with this concealer, but nonetheless, it does blend out very, very nicely and easily. So this looks really, really good, nice and blended out. I'm really loving the way everything's looking. If you guys remember the last video that I did before I took that week off, then you guys would have seen how bad my face was, like as far as like it being swollen and stuff. I didn't even realize it until I started editing the video, and I was like, holy crap, I look terrible. So you guys know I needed that week, but it's definitely improved as far as like the sensitivity or it being sensitized. Not that it's sensitive skin, it's just sensitized because of probably whatever it is that I was doing prior. But I'm just really taking my time with my skin. A week isn't a long time, so obviously I still have blemishes and stuff on my face, but they're not as prominent as they were before. And I'm just really trying to get everything in order. But again, like I tell you guys, just try to love yourself through it. It was very hard. It's still hard sometimes, but I keep in the back of my head what I've told you guys, and I just, remind myself, like, Essence, you have to take your own advice. So taking that week off was very, very beneficial for me personally, like just mentally beneficial. But it was also beneficial in the fact that I was able to just focus a little bit more on my skin and trying to find products to really, really help it. Now we're gonna move into contouring the nose really quickly. And again, I'm still gonna use the same product, but I'm gonna put this on the back of my hand, just a little bit of it, because I don't wanna use too much. Because although it does blend out nicely, like I said, a little bit of product definitely goes a very long way. So I'm gonna actually take a flat definer brush that you would normally use for eyeshadow. This one is the JH43, and I'm gonna run this in the product. And then I'm gonna start carving out my nose area. So I'm just really taking my time when I do this. Still not the best at nose contouring, like, let's be honest. So I'm just using my e.l.f. Flawless Concealer brush. You guys know I love this brush. I'm so obsessed with it, and I just love this. It's great for blending out your concealer, for blending out your nose contour, for applying powder in certain areas or small areas of your face. It's just an everything brush, really, not just for concealer, in my opinion. So this is what we have. We haven't even used any powder yet. Okay, so before we put on any powder, I want to use a little bit of this Flesh highlighter. This one is in Candle Glow. I'm just gonna pop a little bit of this on. I don't really want to do too much highlight today, so I figured I'd just go in with a liquid highlighter. If there is any videos that you guys want to see me do, or any content you guys want me to create, let me know down below. Also, if you guys would, I do have in mind, because I do realize that a lot of you really enjoy my drugstore videos. So I would love to do like a full face of your guys' favorites. So if you guys could just let me know down below what drugstore products you guys are into, I will obviously pick from there and choose what products I will use, because I do want to do a video of using your guys' favorites, not mine, yours. And it's okay if it's a product you've seen me use before. Whatever it is that you guys are loving, just let me know, and I will work on picking those products up if I do not already have them in my collection, and I will use them for a video. I'm also going to post about it on Instagram, so if you're not comfortable with commenting down below, which I hope you would be, you can also check out Instagram and, you know, do your thing over there. So now I'm going to work on setting the face. So I pulled out both the Laura Mercier powders. This is the translucent, and this one is the translucent honey. I'm thinking maybe to use the honey on the outer perimeter of my face and the translucent underneath my eyes. No, we're gonna use the honey, and then I'll use the Charlotte Tilbury to set the rest of my face. Also, I don't know why it took me this long to even say anything, but first and foremost, I should have started this video off by saying how grateful I am of you guys, and thank you guys so much for believing in me and supporting me, especially while I've been gone this past week. My numbers have gone up in subscribers, and I'm just so rude that I didn't even say anything till now, but thank you guys so much. I truly appreciate that, and I mean that from the bottom of my heart. Like, it made me want to come back on to YouTube even sooner, but I really needed that week. So, but thank you guys for the support, for the DMs on, you know, solutions to my skin condition and problems that I'm having. Like, you guys are just the sweetest. So I'm gonna go ahead and tap this underneath my eye. But yeah, seriously, you guys, like, I'm so rude because I should have said something. Should have led with that. But the point is that I'm saying it and I mean it. Like, I'm truly grateful for each and every one of you guys. So thank you. Let's move on to bronzing up our skin a little bit to bring a little bit more color back into it. I pulled out the MAC Give Me Sun bronzer, which is broke, so it's just working with the bare minimum here. But I pulled that one out, but I also pulled out Fenty Beauty Eyelid Ting. I think I'm gonna use this one. I also have the ABH bronzer in Saddle, but I like to contour more so than bronze with that powder. So let's go ahead and take just a little bit of Fenty because I have not used this one in a little minute. And so let's just be fair to our makeup products and show love to the ones we haven't shown love to in some time. I mean, I kind of see why I don't pull for this too often, just because it's a little bit more of like a reddish brown undertone. And I keep saying I want to get a different shade, but I just haven't. Well, I don't really think we need Saddle, but you know, I'm just being extra today because I can. And so I'm gonna put a little bit of this on. I like to use this JH07 brush or one similar to it to do this, and just stick it right here. It just gives a little bit more dimension to the face. Love that for me. So let's go ahead and take care of the lower lash line and kind of finish that off. So what I'm going to do, I don't know, I feel like playing with a whole bunch of color. So I'm gonna actually take the Ring the Alarm palette, and I'm gonna take a little bit of Framed, which is like this burgundy shadow. It's very, very fall. So I'm gonna take that and I'm going to run that on my lower lash line from inner corner to outer corner. Then I wanna take a little bit of Mugshot. So the same shadow that we used in like the center. I'm gonna take this on a fluffy brush, tap it off, and then work that underneath the eye as well. This is just gonna add a little bit more smokiness underneath here, because I really want like a nice blown out smoky eye type of look. I'm feeling smoky today. And then last, I'm gonna take the yellow from the Gold Rush palette called Serendipity, and I'm gonna smoke that underneath as well. So all we have left to do is a little bit of blush and our lip. I don't know if I want to leave it glossy or if I want to do an actual lip color, but we'll figure that out. But first, let's go into this. This is the e.l.f. Primer Infused Blush. And this one is in Always Cheeky. I still haven't gotten more shades of this one or the Duo, but again, I'm going to the store tomorrow and I'm making it my mission to pick up more like colors. So I'm gonna go ahead and put a little bit of this on. Still the same old technique of applying it out here. And this is like, it's pink, but it's not too pink, and it kind of blends in with the like contour and the bronzer that we put on, even though it's not brown, but it still gives that natural blushed or flushed face, you know, element to the look. People are just so rude. Oh, I hate that I can hear everything in this room. All right, that's good. I'm seriously going to make it a point to kind of like do my research and see if there's something I can like put on my window over there to kind of not completely cancel out the outside noise, but like reduce it enough to where you guys don't have to sit through a video and hear it, because it's pretty annoying, especially when the planes start flying over. All right, beauties, so this here is the finished and final look. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments down below. Honestly, I feel like we've came a long way. Also, I went ahead and just popped on some gloss. This is just the Fenty Pro Kisser Luscious Lip Balm in Hint Hint, which is basically just a clear gloss. So I just popped that on. It's just a vibe for me today. I didn't really want any lipstick in specific, so yeah, this is the vibe. Let me know your thoughts down below. I know I used a ton of palettes. Well, not a ton, but you know, I used quite the number of palettes, more than I normally would use on camera, but today I just really wanted to play makeup, and I was just like, you know what? First video back, we just gonna, you know, wing it in a way. And that's basically what we did, but I'm loving the outcome. The eyes have definitely grown on me personally, in the beginning. I wasn't so sure, but it all came together at the end of the day. Again, I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Your girl is officially back, so that means more content 2 times a week. I'm gonna go ahead and close out today's video here. I hope you guys enjoyed it once again, and I will catch you guys in the next upload, which is on Friday, so make sure your bell notification is on. I love you guys, and I will see you guys on Friday.